Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show again. It's another day. We got to thank God for the opportunity and the life to be here again to have another video to know what's up in the world, know what's going on in the football news, and for you guys that are watching this video, we got to thank God for our families and everything. Yeah. So thank God. So now, guys, just recent updates. I'm still talking about Newcastle because this morning I saw that James Trafford just agreed to sign a deal from Burnley to Manchester City. So looking at that news, I'm like, how many times will Newcastle lose this transfer window? I mean, Newcastle is a club that has money. They have the Arab money. Do you understand? And we all know how Arab money is long. They have that money. So resource is not their problem. But they can't use it because of things like PSR, profit and sustainability rule, financial fair play. They have to sell players to buy. That's what the world has pushed Newcastle into being like having money that you can't spend. It's somehow. It's somehow. Now, they can't buy the players that they want. And even when PSR allows them to make those decisions to buy the players that they would like to buy, you understand? The players reject them. Why? Because the club Newcastle does not have enough allure, doesn't have enough reputation, does not have enough big boy that could just buy any player they want. I mean, they're even struggling to keep their best player, Alexander Isak. I mean, it feels like his time is up with Newcastle. What more can Newcastle do? They qualify for the Champions League. What more can they do? They have the money to pay for these players, but the players will not agree to sign. What more can Newcastle possibly do? They have lost James Trafford in transfer window, Brandon Buemo. Who else? Who else? I have it here: Jao Pedro, Hugo Ekitike, Magehi. All these guys turned down Newcastle offers. They rather go to Liverpool and other clubs. I even heard they were in for Dean Hodgson, and Dean Hodgson, everybody know that he don't follow Real Madrid to drag players. So yesterday I was thinking that Alexander Isak would probably go to Real Madrid, but it seems like he wants to go to Liverpool. Liverpool are the favorites to get him. So let's just see how that news will go. Yeah. So Newcastle is now linked with Benjamin Sesko. Benjamin Sesko and RB Leipzig have agreed that they have a gentleman agreement that it can go for 70 to 80 million euros. Before it was 90 million when Arsenal was interested. But now I think when you look at the summer transfer window and how it's going, this is the end of July. This is the end of July, and time is going. So they need to sell their player and make the money they can. So they reduce the price from 90 million to between 70 to 80 million euros and 5 to 10 million add-ons. I mean, so it's like if you have 80 million now, you can pick up Benjamin Sesko instead of that 90 million. And I think he's a very good fit for Newcastle. If you look at his highlights, the way he plays football, man, that guy is a prolific striker. Just that he's not ready because he doesn't score up to 20 goals. I mean, there's no guarantee that he'll give you 20 goals in a season. But I think he's a perfect fit for Newcastle. And let's see, I hope it works out well with them. Then, okay. Yeah, then let's go to Arsenal. Let's talk about Arsenal. Arsenal announced yesterday about Christian Mosquera has joined the defender from Villarreal, has joined Arsenal and has been announced. So he's now an Arsenal player and he will join them on preseason in Singapore. Along with Victor Gyökeres, who will have his medicals tomorrow. Then after that, he will go with Andrew Beta. He'll go with Andrew Beta to Singapore to join them for preseason games. So it's very good that Arsenal has Victor Gyökeres in now because it doesn't make sense that Victor Gyökeres is just chilling somewhere. I know during the saga, he could have been training with Sporting, but he went on strike because he had issues with them. So imagine you have a striker that is not getting ready for preseason, that is not getting ready for the season, and is just chilling somewhere, not getting worked up. So you just expect him to come in the Premier League, and how will he just come into that perfection that you need? So it will take him some time. So let him use that period in the preseason. Let him join them and play games in Singapore so that he can be ready and it can be a warm up for him in the Premier League. So yeah, so that's it. And I also saw that he wants to take Thierry Henry's number 14 jersey. He wants to wear that number 14 shirt. Victor Gyökeres, that's a very big shoes to fill. I'm talking about the best striker ever in the Premier League history, the best striker ever in the Premier League history. They're going to wear a shirt number, and I hope he can live up to it. I really believe in Victor Gyökeres. I like the guy. I think he's a very determined guy. He gets what he wants. He wanted the Arsenal move. He got the Arsenal move. Arsenal fans want him, and they have him. So I hope he can be that guy that can help us win the Premier League and possibly the Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup. Let's win everything. And we just expect Liverpool, Chelsea, and Newcastle and Manchester City to be folding their hands and looking. Wow, God of miracles. So then, okay, I've talked about Arsenal. Then there's this news here about Braga signed a player called Paul Victor for 12 million and 3 million euros add-ons. So when I look at the news from Braga, from Barcelona to Braga, so when I look at the news, I talk about it because the record fee, and I look at what Sporting, Benfica, and what's the other club in Portuguese league, what they are doing there, Porto, Sporting, Benfica, they are doing big things in the transfer window. I mean, those guys are active, those guys are participating. They don't think of themselves small. They don't think of themselves small. So why should Braga just be comfortable as number four to those guys? I think it's time to step up their game and start having big signings so that people can take their club seriously globally, and maybe they can also qualify for Champions League, even if we know that they don't get four slots like other leagues to go for the Champions League. Maybe one or two teams can go for Champions League from the Portuguese league. So I hope the guy does well. For Victor, it's a record signing fee, and that's what I'm talking about. It because it means it's something for the club to sign a player like that. So what do I have here again? Manchester United. Now Manchester United asked Aston Villa for a loan for Dibu Martinez, the goalkeeper. You know Nana is on an injury, and the other guy I can't remember the goalkeeper's name. The Manchester United, I think he'll probably go. I think Onana too will go, but we don't know yet of Onana because he's on injury. So the Manchester United won the service of Dibu Martinez as the Aston Villa goalkeeper, the Argentine goalkeeper, to become Manchester United new goalkeeper. But it was rejected by Aston Villa because they wanted a loan deal. I think Aston Villa will be interested in selling the player because the player is keen to go. But I don't understand what's up with Manchester United. I think what they need, everybody's saying they need a midfielder, but I don't see the point in getting a midfielder because you have Bruno Fernandes there. So far Bruno Fernandes is there, I don't think that midfielder can work for you guys. So Bruno Fernandes is not a midfielder, he's a perfect number 10 and he's a single number 10. He best play in number 10 alone. So that's why I see him thriving. But when you have Bruno Fernandes playing the number 6 position and no matter how good the midfielder is, when you have him, it's not going to be compatible because Fernandes is not your ideal midfielder. He doesn't have that discipline of a midfield, and therefore there will be so much gap between the midfield, the defense, and the attack. So before the ball can get to Cunha, Mbuemo, and whoever the striker might be, it will be very far. It will be like 10 kilometers away because Manchester United will not even see the ball because they don't even have the midfield under control. The lack of discipline from Bruno Fernandes. I know some people might be watching this video and be thinking, why is this guy hating on Bruno Fernandes? I actually like Bruno Fernandes. But let's be honest, he's a number 10, not a number 6. You can't keep him at the back and expect your game to go well. He doesn't have the discipline. He doesn't have the discipline to be a midfielder. So I wish Manchester United good luck. But Manchester United, I don't know what's up with the sorry, before I say Oli Watkins with the Aston Villa thing, because you want Dibu Martinez, you want Oli Watkins, and it has been rejected the offer. But let's just see how it will go. Maybe question marks. Maybe Oli Watkins can become a Manchester United player, but I don't really fancy him. I don't really fancy him. Why? Because the guy is almost, I think he should be about 30 years old. He should be 30 years old. I don't fancy him because he cannot be the future of Manchester United, and I don't fancy him because if Manchester United buy Oli Watkins, Manchester United will still need to buy another striker. So if they buy Oli Watkins, it's not satisfactory if they don't buy another striker. So I don't want Oli Watkins. I want them to get someone like Benjamin Sesko, but we know Newcastle will take him. Just a matter of time, just a matter of days. I think he's going to Newcastle. There should be a good striker out there. There should be a good striker, someone that is proven. I don't know what's up with Manchester United. They wanted Liam Delap, they failed. They wanted Hugo Ekitike, they failed. They wanted Victor Gyökeres, they failed. All these people rejected Manchester United. Osimhen rejected Manchester United. So will Oli Watkins reject Manchester United too? I don't know what's up with it. I don't think Manchester United is being serious. So I ask again, how do you expect Ruben Amorim to succeed when the plan A, plan B, plan C, and plan D, and plan E option for striking position are all declining to come to Manchester United? You know, being 15th in the Premier League table, this is the consequence. This is the price for it. This is the heavy price for a very poor season. And the redemption that they had was to win Europa League final against Tottenham. If Manchester United had won that game, the problems will still be there. Please don't get me wrong, but they will be able to sweep it under the rug. Now you can't sweep anything under the rug. The whole house is dirty. You can't. I mean, the visitors, everybody's seen how bad Manchester United is. But assuming they won the Europa League final, then maybe they'll be able to, because of the qualification to the Champions League, maybe they'll be able to sweep the debts under the rug. The players will still be there. But now, unless Manchester United address these issues, deliberately take on these matters and address them, I don't see them going forward for the next 5 years. I'm so sorry. Because you say you want to build a stadium and win the Premier League in 2028. Do you expect Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester City, and Chelsea to just be folding their hands to watch? Newcastle is trying to join the party. Aston Villa is trying to join the party. These are people that want to be the big boys. The aspiring big boys will just be there. They will not just fold their hands and be looking at you while you build your team. So I don't know. Maybe Manchester United need to change their ownership. Maybe that's the only thing that can save Manchester United. So what do we have here again in the news? Osimhen and Galatasaray with Napoli exchanging final documents. He will be a Galatasaray player soon. What do we have again? Um, Al Hilal wants Darwin Nunes, but I don't know if it's possible. I don't know, but I think Al Hilal is the best option for Darwin Nunes. Why? Because Napoli that wanted him is no longer there. Liverpool was taking too much time. I know they were dealing with the loss of Diogo Jota, may still rest in peace. So throughout that week they couldn't participate in any business. So I think Napoli has moved on to get another striker. So and Liverpool was asking for 70 million pounds for Darwin Nunes, and many people consider him a flop. But I like Darwin Nunes because he gets himself into the right positions to score goals, even if he doesn't score the goal because he's not clinical. That's his problem. So uh, I don't know. Maybe Saudi Arabia is the best option for him because they are the people that can pay that 70 million pounds that Liverpool actually want. Then what again? Okay. Raheem Sterling. We have here Raheem Sterling. Yesterday I said something about Raheem Sterling being wanted by Bayern Leverkusen and Juventus, but now today it's looking like Fulham are considering to go for Raheem Sterling to be their player. But me, I feel like because the money is about 20 million. I don't know whether it's pounds or euros. I think it's pounds. 20 million pounds. And so it's cheap to get Raheem Sterling, and I feel like Fulham is a very good club for him. Why? Because he can play that number 10 position. Nobody should play Raheem Sterling as a winger. Once you play him as a winger, that's where you see how bad he is. Okay, Raheem Sterling is no more himself. He's not even a shadow of himself. He's no more playing good football again. I think he was a shadow of himself when he was in Chelsea before going to Arsenal on loan. So because I watch Arsenal games, I try my best not to miss any Arsenal game. When I see him, he doesn't believe in his speed. You know, those days he was known for his speed, how fast Raheem Sterling was. So he gets caught offside because he's trying to be fast, faster than his shadow. So Raheem Sterling is not it as a winger. But if you put him behind the striker as a number 10 player, I think you can still get the best out of Raheem Sterling. I think so. It's still possible there. He's 30 years old, maybe 29, 30 years old, not that old. Still have some years in him to play football. So me, I want Raheem Sterling to go to Fulham. Just that you have to take a pay cut. You take a pay cut. So I want him to go to Fulham. I think it's anything 300k a week. So if you can reduce it to maybe 120k, maybe Fulham can stretch to 150. I don't think Fulham can pay anybody more than 150k, and I think 150k is a big stretch for Fulham. Maybe 100k, but it will be very, very unrealistic to expect the player in today's football to reduce the salary from 300k to 100k. So I don't think it's possible. But if they can agree on that salary structure, I think Fulham is a very good club for Raheem Sterling, and he has been offered to Napoli by Chelsea. Well, I don't want Raheem Sterling as for Napoli. Everybody can say players are using Serie A as their retirement plan. KDB, Kevin De Bruyne went to Napoli. Luka Modric has gone to AC Milan. One thing we should consider is um, KDB, Kevin De Bruyne, he may not be at his prime again, but he is not a flop. KDB still has some good years in him. He's not washed up. He's still a good player. Okay? Luka Modric is still a very good player. Still prolific at 39 years old. So these guys are still active and they're even older than Sterling. KDB should be around 34 years old. While the other guy, Luka Modric, should be around 39 years old. And these guys are still good, maybe 40 years old. Because by the time he's done with AC Milan after the 1 year, he'll be 40 years old. So you're getting a 40-year-old player that is still good. You're getting a 34-year-old player in Napoli that is still good. And now a 30-year-old player or 31-year-old player, maybe cannot deliver. Raheem Sterling, he's not playing well. He's washed up. He's flopped, and it pains me to see him be like this. But I feel like in Fulham, he could get his balance. He could give Fulham a very good season if he's disciplined enough. And if they play him as a number 10, not as a winger, I think you can still get the best out of Raheem Sterling. Okay, but Juventus is still flashy because these guys, they like to go to big clubs. Then, what again? What again? What again? What again? Okay, that's it. That's it. I don't have any more news. Thank you guys for coming here, for the more subscription, for liking the video, for dropping your comments, for sharing the video. Thank you so much. I'd like you guys to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. God bless you. Bye.